We talked about going from knee on belly to the north-south Kierra. So I get to knee on belly here. She's turning towards me. She's framing on my leg. And I'm underhooking and pushing on the head, stretching her up here, going to north-south, wrist watch, and here. Going to mount from side control. I get my head and my arm control. If she's framing on my neck, I push in, elbow on the floor, hand posted here, so she can't follow my head. And I get all the way to this side. Now I connect my hands. Even if she's without the frame, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go knee on the belly, and she'll be trying to close off this space with her elbows and her knees. Okay, so I extend her out, switch my hips, come into mount. At which point we can start to set up our head and arm choke here. Back now. From the back, okay, when we're falling to the side, we bring our foot across the hips and stacking our feet. Now, getting closer to this one, just show like the upper body. I pummel my low side hand, keep a bit of pressure, to a V grip, and I turn my palm towards the sky so I can pummel my hand in and start to work it around the neck. If that's failing for whatever reason, I come all the way through, grab the knuckles, and slide her hand up my arm as I punch my hand away and get around the neck. When I'm around the neck, I can sit up on my elbow and I put the back of my fist right behind her ear, not going deeper. Now I roll my elbow forward, swim my hand in, and then I pummel my hand deeper. Elbows together, down, and breathe. If I need to, maybe she's got double grips on my choking arm, I can't quite finish just with the traditional pressure, I'm going to rotate my elbow back the way it came. If I'm not under the chin, I want to be all the way, if I'm not under the chin, I want to be all the way around the jaw with my elbow in line with her chin. I set up my grip the same way. Now I rotate my elbow in line with her pec, and I drop my elbows down towards my chest and squeeze everything in tight. If she starts to turn her head so that I can't get around her neck, I slide back and I use my wrist to turn her head all the way, and I do the same setup, but this time her chin is in this crook of my arms, and we just get a brutal finish there. If I can't get around the neck, get your defensive grips, she's just too good with her defenses and it's just never working, it's time for me to trap an arm and start to get to the straitjacket system. If I trap one arm, we can often just finish the choke against this one defender, but if she's too strong, I will then punch this hand away, switch my head, and now I have a new attacking hand. With this hand, I'm going to follow her hand around. She tries to grab my hand here, and keep trying, and at some point I may have to hold it like this, and now I use my thumb wedge to dig under the chin, and often we'll finish this with a one-handed choke, and if we need to, we'll win that race to finish with the traditional choke.
Yeah.
Lastly, the armbar. I want to get my S-mount transition, so I want her arms elevated. I'll start with one. I'll grab the head. I'll then get the second one. And I'll lock my hands under her head so that I can lift. I'm going to slide one knee up high, lift her head as I switch my other foot into the S-mount here. Father's milk, the chest compression is there. Otherwise, notice how she has a rear naked choke grip. It can be difficult to break this. But if I collect her far elbow towards me, now that grip becomes weak. Post my hand by the hip, lean away to make this leg nice and light. The friendly version is leg over the head. The good version is shin over the neck. We finish from the top. Okay? If she bridges one way, we can finish belly down. If she bridges the other way, we finish a traditional armbar. Lastly, if we get into a spiderweb scenario here, to kill the initial bridge and stack, we fall to the side and hook the leg while curling and controlling the head here. Once I'm here, I need to break the grip. So, I've got a few options. I can just pop the elbow off, lock up your grip again. I can do the same thing with my leg. When I do this one, I always need to curl my foot really strong, back heel really hard to make sure I have control after I escape this. And the same is from the S mount. If I can collect her far arm towards me, it really weakens her figure four grip, and I can use this extension. Once we're here, we're locking, not clinging the arm to our chest, but getting a pushing arm and a pulling arm, and most of the time, breaking it over our inside hip. I didn't talk about this in the lesson, but that's okay. Palm to palm grip. I need to get my chest on her knuckles. Okay, and notice to do that, I need to pull her elbow out of the way. So with this grip, I can't get in. I start to shift this to the side, and then I'll climb up her arm until her knuckles are on my chest. At this point, often an extension will be enough. If they're so strong, then we'll use a rotation to break this grip, and immediately catching the arm here to kill the hitchhiker escape. If I'm here, she can start to rotate. Show that rotation, okay? See that rotation? We want to kill that. So as I grip this arm, try to rotate. Doesn't work. And we can go back to our breaking over the inside hip, high elbow, low elbow, controlling her hand to control the rotation of her arm, and then we break it.